With us today from the Friends of the Village are Joan Milliman and Lucy Parker. They're having their meeting coming up on Friday, and we welcome them. Good to see you both, as always. Joan,
nice to see you.
We see Joan a lot, and Lucy, we see you now and then, and always good to have you on.
It's a pleasure.
She actually, we have to give a little behind the scenes here. She was so anxious she was here last week, but she was a week ahead, but that's okay. Coming up on Friday, you're going to have your meeting. It's going to be over at the Performing Arts Center at 2 o'clock in Dining Room 1. And the title of this meeting is Getting the Word Out, right?
Right. And Lucy's going to tell you a little bit about it, you know, who it's for.
Yeah, it's aimed for, it's about publicity.
Yes.
Aimed at club presidents and club publicity chairs, and anybody, any individual who wants to access our channels of communication here in the village. Some of them are traditional, and we have some new ones that are, and there have been big changes in the TV, for example.
Right.
So we've invited them, and we've got a lineup of speakers who really know what they're talking about, some of the staff members, and we hope people can come.
Yeah, and I remember several years ago, there used to be, I don't know if they still do this or not, but they would have a once-a-year meeting for the club presidents.
Oh, yes.
And I remember going to one of those meetings and speaking and basically saying that we love to have the clubs on this program. And some of them are very active. Every month they come on and talk about their meetings coming up. But there's so many of the clubs who don't want to do that or don't take the time to do it, and this opportunity is here. Some may not need it, that's true.
I think a lot of it is they don't know how.
Yeah.
I've done publicity as a volunteer and as a professional.
Yeah.
And there's some tricks to it. You have to know the ropes, you have to know the deadlines and so on. So that's what we're going to be giving them.
Right, right. And you've got this handout all about that, right?
I have a handout that it's about 12 pages with details that we're going to cover in the meeting.
Yeah.
Well, we should probably tell you what areas we're covering.
Yes, I think you should.
We're covering the old-fashioned ones, which are the globe.
Yes.
And the board here, the message board, and the flyers. That's been the basics for a long time.
Right.
But lots of things have changed. So you're going to hear a bit about the new website, and you're going to hear about the things that are online and on the website that weren't there before.
Yeah, and you bring up a very good point. One of the speakers will be Chuck Holland, also Heather Rasmussen, Paul Ortiz, our own general manager of the station, Jennifer Carmarker of the Globe, and other speakers as well. But Chuck had mentioned that they recently transformed the website, and he's encouraging clubs to tap into that, and now it gives them a lot more tools to put more information on there and to maybe create their own websites and have links to those. Some of them do. Laguna, the lagunabridge.com, the Duplicate Bridge Club, as a very good example.
Right.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
I was going to say quite a few do. Those who do are going to all have to rebuild their sites.
Right. Which
is a problem, but maybe a blessing in a way, because you're going to improve it when you do it. Sites get kind of old and cluttered.
Right.
But they're going to, Heather, I think, is going to explain there's going to be training for the new content management system that the village is using to help them figure out how to do it. And there are some alternatives too. You can do a site with WordPress or with Wix using an outside host.
Yes.
So it's kind of an exciting time to improve your site.
Right. So you can kind of do things on your own, and then again, some clubs may choose even the route of having their own Facebook page, which many clubs or many even small organizations throughout the country now use something like Facebook as their sole source of communication.
Some do.
So there's all different ways you can do that.
I just want to emphasize that the advantage of this meeting is that we pulled a lot of this material together so that, you know, the deadlines, the number of words you're supposed to have in an article, when things are due, how do you approach different people to get your publicity out. But the point is, again, I want to emphasize this, is put it all in one place.
Right.
And I think that people are going to enjoy that, because rather than going around to every different group, like recreation or village television or whatever, to get our material in, there it is right in front of you.
Now,
these are the deadlines.
Did Denny Welch have a hand in that? Because you know her and her booklets.
No, well,
maybe she was an inspiration.
She was an inspiration.
She inspired us, but the point is it's together, and that's something I think people will enjoy and use.
You don't want to get to the recreation department with a flyer and find that you've already printed it and it can't be used.
Yeah.
And there's some good reasons for the rules that they have, but that way you want to know in advance what's needed.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Or you don't want to try to turn in a video to be broadcast and not have it complete.
Yeah.
You know, we need to know what are the requirements and so on.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point. And to have everyone there, even the Globe there with Jennifer there.
Absolutely.
The editor of the Globe, she can talk about probably mainly above anything else the deadlines. Because quite often I've heard of clubs saying, well, our little blurb was not in the Globe, and we find out, well, you know what, there's deadlines there, because of course when the paper's being put together, it goes to the main office and everything's really put together there.
Yeah.
And
she has only so much space, and
space is very limited.
If she doesn't know by the deadline, and if you have too many words, she's not going to be able to cut it. You know, you either get it right or you don't get published.
Yeah.
She's also got some tips for self-editing to make sure you got a good press release.
And
that's very good.
Proofreading in special ways.
I think a lot of the clubs don't begin to realize what this station offers. The very excuse me, the various ways that you can be accessed to get your word out.
Yeah, you can.
You really
not
can.
only this program in the morning, but Tony Barr, he has
Barr
his
show.
Club Talk show,
right.
And I just know for him, there's been times during the year he has difficulty getting new clubs on, and that's why throughout the year he may have the same clubs on a couple times throughout the year, and you see the same clubs year after year. It's because he's tried really hard to get other clubs on, and some of them will take advantage of it, but so few will.
Hopefully with this, they'll begin to see there are programs that need people and welcome clubs to their information. So it's so important to get out.
We've got several shows now that interview interesting residents, and that's not necessarily about a club, but we list those too. So if you know someone or are someone who has an interesting background, there's some people who want to interview you.
Yeah, that's a very good point, and we do have quite a few here, and again, they're looking for good guests as well.
Yes, they are.
To interview.
And we even tell you how to prepare to be on a show like this.
There you go.
You have to submit your talking points, and if you've got a video or a logo or something that you'd like to have shown,
that's
all of that has to be done
we have
in
a time
advance.
frame here too that we need to get that stuff in time and have it ready for you. Again, this meeting is this Friday, and it's the 29th at 2 o'clock. At the Performing Arts Center in Dining Room 1. It's open to all residents and their guests, and you come there, you get the booklet, which will be very helpful. Come there with your questions, because
refreshments.
Definitely
refreshments. Well, you're going to provide refreshments, right?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
They don't need to bring them.
They don't bring them.
All right.
Thank you.
So very good. Always good to see you.
You too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ken.
We'll see you again, and I know we see you on with the boards and with the Robert's Rules.
Robert's Rules, you betcha.
And you come on, Lucy, with the video club
Quite a
and
bit.
all kinds of things. So always good to see both of you.
Thank you, Ken.
You take care.
Pleasure.
Bye. When is the next Robert's Rules? I know I have